lefties losing it on the weekend when lawless climate change cultists decided to cause mass disruption in Melbourne. More than 30 of these reckless global warming activists were led away in handcuffs. An enormous amount of police resources was spent trying to restore order and allow ordinary Victorians to go about their business. It is shameful that a tiny number of fringe-dwelling protesters are allowed to cause such havoc in Melbourne CBD. We're talking here about 300 people in total. By all means, protest peacefully. That's a right we all have. Well, unless you're protesting against lockdowns, that was another story. But these climate cultists are deliberately breaking the law by taking over busy intersections, supergluing themselves to roads and buildings and all the other idiotic shenanigans we have seen from Extinction Rebellion in recent years. And yet the media coverage they receive is almost fawning. Check out this report on the weekend's protests on the ABC.
Activist Violet Coco, who was recently released from prison on bail over this stunt on the Westgate Bridge, led hundreds cutting a slow path through the city, some clad in blood red, chanting their movement's name. Public transport was paused, major streets congested.
Compared to climate collapse, it's a very minor disruption.
As the environmentalists issued an urgent call to arms.
We're asking the government to declare a climate emergency. We think it is time that we really start to act on this issue because we are running out of time and something needs to change.
I'm a public health doctor and I realise that the world doesn't understand the concept of risk.
The sit-in was a climax to days of smaller protests about inaction on climate change.
I'm sorry, is Extinction Rebellion writing the scripts of the ABC nowadays? Are they producing the news reports? I can't imagine how the coverage would be any different if they were. Let's see how that report ends.
The police have decided to be much tougher this year than they were last year. This time they're going to charge us with summary offences or indictable offences, which means we'll all have to go to court.
This is an action designed to maximise disruption, but the activists say, faced with multiple warnings from scientists that the world is on track to miss critical targets that will limit global temperature rises, there's a few other ways to get the urgency of their message through.
Stop all new oil and gas and coal.
It's the only way we can get attention now.
Absolutely pathetic. Not a single CBD business or motorist or resident whose day or livelihood was disrupted featured in that report. And to claim these protesters are behaving like this because of multiple warnings from scientists and climate inaction in Australia is utter dross. All of it funded by your tax dollars.